Oh, let's do a burger, but we're going to do a wicked black bean burger with this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Nice. If you don't like it, we'll do it again. Simple as that. You're the boss. I'm Jamie Oliver, and for the last year and a half, I've been traveling around the world filming and cooking recipes that are all plant focused. As a meat eater, it was all about veggie food that didn't compromise on flavor, exciting food, stuff that made you feel satisfied. And this dish is a delicious black bean burger. It's baked. We're doing it with the most amazing zingy salsa, avocados, mango. It's full of life. It's celebrating, first and foremost, the mushrooms. We've got a beautiful selection of mushrooms here. If you have a little look, we've got oysters, we've got big old portobellos, we've got some lovely little shiitakes in there. If you go around any supermarket, farmer's market across America, they've got a really good selection. So you could make this with button mushrooms, portobello mushrooms, or you could even mix it up. And they smell absolutely delicious. So in there, we're going to put some basic seasoning. On the kind of seasoning side of things, I've got a spice that I absolutely love for bigging up many vegetables. This is ground coriander. Fragrant, savory flavor that I absolutely love. I don't want it like a soup. You know, you can kind of see it almost looks like kind of a coarse pate, like that. You know, mushrooms give you that incredibly deep, savory sense of umami and flavor. Now, we want to get some protein in there, but also kind of to bind it and make it delicious. Inside, actually, they're quite fluffy. And then last but not least, I want about 3 ounces of bread, and I'm using rye bread, mainly because I find it really interesting at the moment, some really amazing flavors. If you want to use a white bread, brown bread, fill your boots, do it. But I just find this to be much more flavorful. I think it's always good if it's a bit stale. You know, it gives it a nice kind of binding, which is good. Now he's got funky all of a sudden. And again. So by adding those breadcrumbs, it's just going to soak up some of the moisture from the mushrooms. Also, it's going to give it loads and loads of flavor. I could have transferred it to another bowl, but you don't want to get another thing dirty, do you? It's quite brutal. You know, the black bean, there's not many things that are kind of black in the food world. It's not going to get much prettier, but the flavors as they bake will intensify. And then what we'll do is we'll dress it up. We'll give it contrast. We'll have light and bright flavors and colors, and it'll be beautiful. So look, a nice thing to do just before I take them out and show you how to finish them is make a really good basic salsa. And we're finally Let's start this again, because this is why I don't peel onions on camera, because it's just boring. And should we? I'm ready to peel now, so it's going to be like the best thing you've seen all year. A red onion, of course you could use spring onion, scallions, whatever you want to call them, but I do want to crunch, so I want to go pretty fine. Some nice tomatoes, or tomatoes, as you would say. You can take the pips out if you want. I'm personally not that fussed. Now I've created a load of mess I didn't want to make. I knew I'd regret it. For me personally, you know, whenever I'm doing a meal that happens to be meat-free, veggie, you know, it's easy to make it delicious, but you know, you haven't got the gift of loads of rendering fat or lumps of bone and stuff that adds loads of flavor. So you do have to think about concentration. How do you achieve that? Also contrast. So that's not just in flavor, as in sweet, salty, sour, heat, fragrance, but also in texture. Soft versus crunchy, bouncy versus crispy. So this idea that you have to have meat is a very modern thing. So what we need to do is just kind of get back to caring, shopping, sort of, you know, caring about little details, flavor, seasoning things up nice. You know, and a few little strokes of that makes, it's like a little bit of sunshine that's gone in your salsa. That's mega as well. And we want loads of juice, really, like lime is so fresh and full of life. I love my meat, right? But I'm kind of trying to reserve it for the weekends, family, excitement, when I've got a bit more time to invest in it. I want to go to a butcher, I want to be more picky. So Monday to Thursday, keeping it lighter, keeping it cheaper, keeping it healthier. These are all things that really, really matter to me. Nice. We want some heat, some herbs, Now let's have a little wipe down and let's get our lovely black bean burgers out of the oven. Now, warning everyone, they're gonna be ugly, right? These do look pretty black. They're not burnt. If I actually look at this here, you can see it's crispy here. Almost looks like a cookie, right? It smells amazing. You can take a little cheese and it can go a long way. So we'll put the 4 buns in as well. And these can go back in the oven just for like a couple of minutes. Mr. Avocado, it's a brilliant thing. Heart healthy fats. You know, in the UK, we sold more avocados than oranges last year. You know, we are just loving them. Because it hasn't got meat, the icon of the burger, what we have to do is excite people. We definitely do not want this to be boring. Otherwise, your friends are just gonna take the mickey out of you. This is looking pretty good. Wait, look at that. So, let's build this. By all means, use mayonnaise, but I want to use like a really nice Greek yogurt. Again, full of flavor and deliciousness. Which one do I fancy? I like the look of him. The beautiful baked black bean burger with a zingy, delicious salsa. A little bit of melted cheese, mango, avocado. Come on, all you gotta do now is squash it, pick it up and eat it. Sadly, I'm not as good at eating on telly as Nigella. She's brilliant. I'm absolutely disgraceful. And look, it's dripping everywhere, but that's why we love it. That's really, really tasty. Spongy, crispy, soft, zingy. Depth of flavor is amazing. I love a regular burger, by the way. You know, and you don't have to have one or the other. It's just a delicious thing. Have a go. For me, this was about a meat eater, and I still love my meat, writing a vegetarian cookbook. It wasn't about compromise at all. It was about fantasy, color, optimism, trying new things. Hopefully you guys love it as much as I do. Take care and happy cooking.